Here's what I did week 3 on the farm. Hi. The boring thing I did this week was kind of got started on taxes. Yeah, they're just so confusing. Whatever, doesn't matter. Another numbers related activity. I did a balance sheet assessment, or that's what I called it at least. It was something I kind of learned about during my business plan class. You literally walk around the entire property and then you write down every single thing you see. So it was just like all my tools, all of the equipment I have, like that I kind of inherited from the previous owner. The tools, I got like almost all of them from Facebook Marketplace in one fell swoop for $100, which I think is excellent. And actually, tomorrow I'm going to be picking up an antique earthway cedar, but it looks like it has all the plates. It's only $40. So if I don't get murdered or kidnapped, that I'm excited about that. And then I also did some double checking on measurements to kind of get a sense of how wide the paths need to be and how wide the beds can be. So I figure that my beds are going to have to be 24 inches and my rows are going to have to be at least 21 inches, which just feels like a lot. So before I finalize anything like that, I'm going to do some more noodling to see if there's a different situation. I was using those numbers once I figured out like beds, rows, and everything. I know that I'm going to have them be 100 feet long because I want them to kind of be all the same length. 100 feet is like a manageable walk up and down, up and down, up and down. It doesn't feel as like emotionally daunting. Like you get to an endpoint kind of quick and then turn back around. So there's like something to be said about that. And I'm using that to kind of figure out how wide of a tarp I need because I've decided I'm going to do occultation. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. Occultation. You lay out an opaque sheet that's UV treated so it doesn't break down in the sun too much. You lay it out over an area that you've recently mowed and you let it just kind of sit there. In the winter, cooler months, you kind of have to let it sit for a month and a half, to maybe 2 months. In the summer, it would only be for a couple weeks. And that kind of kills off this active grass and weeds and anything that's kind of there right now, and it's such a warm environment that it encourages the next generation of weed seeds to kind of germinate. And then because there's no sun, they end up dying off. So you kind of like get ahead of the weeds a little bit. And I'll be taking that off and then going through a whole process that I'll explain later once I'm starting to do that because I ordered that plastic yesterday. And so that should be coming by the end of the week or by the end of next week. So that's something I've got to prepare for in the coming weeks, which is just going to be like mowing. And I have got to get sandbags. I analyzed my soil test results that I got back about a month ago, honestly, to kind of figure out what amendments I'll be needing. It really doesn't look like I'll be needing that much. So getting compost, I've just got to bear in mind that it's pretty rich soil and I don't want to like overindulge on anything because you can always have too much of a good thing. And I want to bear that in mind. And I also started going through my Johnny Seeds catalog, which has been very fun because I got to order those seeds soon. I also had someone come out to kind of do a walkthrough to figure out where I need to put irrigation access points. His name's Brent. He's really cool. I got to wait until the county gets their stuff sorted before we can start with that process, but I'm very excited. It feels insane not to mention everything that's happening in Minneapolis right now, and what ICE has been doing for like a while now, that is doing right now, particularly in Minneapolis. I mean, but even like with the killing of Keith Porter in Los Angeles on New Year's Eve, and then, I mean, obviously Renee Good in Minneapolis, and then Alex Preddy, literally yesterday. And I know it can feel like so harrowing and disheartening and like there's nothing you can do. And all you can really do is be in touch with your community and seek people out and kind of do whatever you can to kind of meet the needs of the people around you in the way that makes the most amount of sense for you. And there's like a lot of different groups and organizations of people that are already working together and have been working together for a long time. The Sunrise Movement is one that I've known about, and that I think is doing a lot of work and has been doing a lot of good work for a long time. But it even like just doing anything that kind of benefits your community and also reminds you that you are a part of it, I think is the most important thing you can do. And yeah, I there's really nothing else to say beyond like all you can really do is do the most you can. And I hope you're taking care of yourself and are having a good week. And I'm going to go feed the cats. So, see you next week for week 4.